Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. It's me, Golding, and today I will be talking about my OC, Golding. So it's pretty obvious that I use Golding as my Sona dragon, and I haven't actually had any others that I've used, and initially she really was meant to be me in a dragon form, and I'm going to be talking a bit about today about how I came up with her design and how her design has changed over time, and also a little bit about what I think her backstory would be, and I have a little quip about that later. I started designing Golding over a year ago, and I was really excited because my intention was for her to be my persona dragon, but I really didn't have an idea for a tribe that I wanted to use, mostly because I couldn't pick one. But I eventually settled on the color palette for her, which was going to be gold, light blue, and white, and that eventually just led to being a Sandwing Icewing hybrid. So once I had an idea of her design, I went ahead and drew her. My first drawing of her actually was, I believe, a watercolor painting. I actually used watercolor markers before I started using alcohol markers, and that's what I used to draw her the first time. I actually have a few parts of her design that I've carried over, such as the 3 points in her frill that I keep on the top of her head, and her horns still have somewhat of a curve, but they've kind of straightened out over time. Also, I've drawn ears differently for a while now, and so they look different, obviously, than this picture, but that was kind of the first time I drew her. And then I drew her a couple more times with colored pencil, and obviously the proportioning and stuff on this is not good, but those were just some of the old pieces of art that I had for her that I drew traditionally. Her design really began to take form when I went digital because I had a lot of brushes and colors at my disposal, so I really could just experiment with whatever I wanted, and I found what worked for her design and what didn't, and I ended up doing away with the golden scales because it really reminded me more of a Leafwing than it did of a Sandwing Icewing hybrid. And also during this digital time, I ended up embracing her heritage more and really made her look more like a Sandwing Icewing hybrid than I had initially thought she would. I also started drawing her with a lot of jewelry around this point and had more of a fundamental idea of what I would do whenever I drew her, and a lot of those fundamentals have actually stuck with me as I've drawn her, even though I don't draw her that often now. Since I started my YouTube channel, her design really hasn't changed at all, aside from the fact that I started drawing scales differently, and that just resulted in, personally, one of my favorite designs of her, and I just love the way she looks now. I think I've finally nailed down what I really think she would look like, and honestly, after seeing her as my Sona for so long, I've really just grown to see myself as Golding. Now, after saying that, I'll be talking a bit about her backstory, which is kind of just a vague idea of where she would fit into the Wings of Fire universe, and also kind of just how I personally would go about it if I was in Wings of Fire. Again, she doesn't have basically any backstory, so this is just some ideas that I have for her and what she would probably do in her everyday life. So to start off, Golding would definitely go to Jade Mountain Academy, which would be super cool to be able to go there, and I just think she'd really enjoy it there, probably spend a lot of time in the art cave, and she'd probably enjoy her classes and making friends and exploring the grounds around the mountain and just in general enjoying it there. She's also a part of a family of hybrids, which are based off of the OCs that I made for my family for Wings of Fire. So all her siblings are kind of just adopted, but were not actually adopted in real life. But I think her siblings would also probably go to Jade Mountain Academy and have a good time there too. Another fun thing about Golding is she has a pet chicken named Wingtip, who is based off of some of my chickens that I've had over the years, and she is kind of just a fun addition to her character backstory, and I just think it would be really cute to have a dragon that has a pet chicken. Like, I mean, a chicken's even weirder than a scavenger, so I just think it would be kind of funny. And that'll be it for the backstory. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I talked a lot more about her design than her backstory, but at the same time, she doesn't have much for backstory. But I really enjoyed talking about her design. I haven't done much of that, so it was really fun for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.